I will be doing a quick tank review on the German Tier 4 TD, the stug 3 of B. This vehicle is a good vehicle to learn how to use it properly because it will lead you to the Tier 5 version of it, which is better in most areas. That would be the stug 3G. The vehicle itself, once you have gotten used to the vehicle weaknesses and play to the vehicle's strengths, this is a very good Tier 4 TD to use. Let's get to the vehicle stats now. The vehicle stats when it is fully upgraded. You will have 260 hit points. That is not a lot of hit points, so you can be killed easily enough. Be careful about that. I find the crew and the modules can be damaged easily enough, mostly from the side and rear. Even with the 50 millimeters of armor, with a high caliber gun, the front armor can be damaged easily enough, resulting potentially the crew and the modules being damaged. The size of the vehicle, it is not that big, which means you will have a decent camo rating as well. This vehicle, as it is based on a PD3 hull, it will potentially weigh up to 27 tons. My setup, it is about 23 tons. One thing that I would like to mention before, howitzers from Tier 4 to Tier 6, if they hit you with a HE round fired from a howitzer, you could potentially be one-shotted by a howitzer that fire a HE round. Be careful about that. The 23-ton tank with the top engine of a 440 horsepower engine will result with a good horsepower to ton ratio, making this vehicle a mobile TD. Watch out for the 20% chance of engine fire. The horsepower to ton ratio is pretty good. It would be about 19 horsepower to 1 ton. This means this tank can get from location A to B quickly enough. The top speed, it is 40 kilometers. You can easily reach this on flat terrain going in a straight line or even going downhill. The vehicle hull and turret traverse is good. Hull 40, the gun 44. The armor, it is okay from the front, 50 millimeters. If you just angle the armor right whenever you are top tier, you can actually ricochet some Tier 4 guns and below most of the time. 50 is pretty good for a Tier 4 vehicle that is based on a medium tank. Side and rear, it is rubbish, 30 millimeters. So most shells will penetrate the side and rear easily enough. The gun itself, the gun depression is good. 10 degrees downward, while the gun elevation upward, it is 20. So you can sort of hill fight with this if you must. The gun itself, it is quite good. The 75 millimeter gun that I am using on this vehicle, I can potentially do about 1,700 damage per a minute, which is quite good. The gun here, this gun have a high rate of fire per a minute, decent pen and damage output, quite accurate, and having a very good aiming time. This means this gun can potentially do a lot of damage within a minute. Unfortunately, the one downside to this gun is that I find, due to the large amount of ammo you have, 44 rounds, you could potentially run out of ammo during a match because of the high rate of fire gun. The gun traverses quite good at 44 degrees. This means if you get to a certain part of the map and you want to camp that area, you could get into a hold down position and move very little during that time in the match. The view range, it is okay, 310 meters. You can increase this even more with coated optics or binocular telescopes. The thingo range, it is okay at 415 meters. Let's cover the vehicle research part of the tech tree now. The grind through the stug 3 offbeat is an easy tank to go through. If you went down the TD line and the German medium line, then you will have most of the equipment already researched. The good thing about the equipment you will be researching on the 3B here, most of it is transferable on the Tier 5 and Tier 6 TD as well. The first pair of tracks, you can actually mount it and use all of the equipment on it without being overweight. But I would recommend that you get the second pair because you will have a better whole traverse from 32 to 40. The radios, you would have had researched them on the other vehicles as well. The engine themselves, they are used on the medium, the TDs mostly. If you went down the medium line where the PD3 and the PD4 are, then you will have the engine unlocked. Also, they are used on certain light tanks as well. You will go through the first two, the 320 and the 350 engine, to get to the top engine, which will give you the best horsepower to ton ratio. This 440 horsepower engine will have the same chance of engine fire though, at 20%. The guns, you will have to grind through the L24 and the L43 gun to get to the two top guns. The L24, it's not a bad gun. It is pretty terrible when it comes to accuracy though, but the gun, when it does get upgraded, it is slightly better though. It is more accurate, have a better pen, and this pattern carried over to the main gun that I am using, the L48. From the L43 to the L48, some of the stats get better, mainly the accuracy and the aiming time though. This gun, if you use it quite carefully, you can potentially do a lot of damage per a minute and use up a lot of rounds in the process. This gun, I would prefer that you actually use it because you are going to be using it on the stug 3G as well. But if you want to have more of a derp and fun match, this howitzer here is a good gun as well. The rate of fire, it is decent. The pen, it is not that good, but I would highly recommend if you use this gun, use heat and HE only. But you can use the armor piercing round to to potentially one-shot most tier 4 and below if you can overpin the armor. The accuracy is terrible. The aiming time is decent at 2 seconds. Now, I will be covering the equipment, the ammo layout, and the consumables you will be using in this vehicle. Let's begin off with the consumables. I would go with a first aid kit, a repair kit, and a manual fire extinguisher if you have one. But you can also use combat rations as well if you want to. This vehicle, the 75mm gun I am using, carries 44 rounds of ammo. Most of the time, your AP round will penetrate most targets. I would use the APCR against heavily armored targets only. I find the APCR round have a odd chance of ricocheting against a heavily armored heavy tank whenever you're shooting at them. Most of the ammo I will be using, it is AP. I would save the APCR against heavily armored targets only. HE, I would only use it against semi-armored target or just to reset cap. The equipment I use is binocular telescopes to increase my viewing when I am staying still. The camo net will improve my camo rating as well. And the last one, it is up to you. You can go with the enhanced gun lane drive to decrease the aiming time. The medium caliber tank gun rammer is a good choice as well to decrease the loading time as well. Combine that with the vents and your loading time will be decreased even more, while the crew and the tank is improved by a bit. Vents is a good idea as well if you want to use them. Let's cover the pros and cons for the vehicle before I show you the replays. The pros and cons. As a tier 4 vehicle, you can get yourself into a tier 6 match maximum. No matter what the matchmaking you get, you can do quite well, whether you are top tier in a tier 4 match to a match whether you are not top tier in a tier 5 or a tier 6 match. How do you use the vehicle? You can play it as a very aggressive TD if you know what you are doing, as a support TD, as a flanking TD, and as a medium to a long distance sniper TD as well. What is good about the vehicle? It is quick, mobile, have decent armor in the front, have decent camo rating as well, and have a very good camo rating whenever you have the correct perks and equipment as well. The gun itself, you have a high damage per a minute gun as well. Now to the cons. Due to the thin armor, most tank guns can kill you easily enough. You do not have a lot of hit points, which means you will be killed easily enough. Watch out for howitzers that fire HE at you because you can potentially be one-shotted in the vehicle. The equipment and the modules can be damaged easily enough from the side and rear, and from the front as well, if the HE round have enough pen to overpen the armor. Now I have one replay to show you how well you can do in the stug 3B. Let's get to that replay now. This replay, I will show you how well you can do in the stug 3B when you play it quite aggressively. Just be careful when you are playing it aggressively. At the beginning of this match, I was talking to the Hutzer there to see if it had the dark gun on it or not. I mean the 10.5 centimeter howitzer. That would partly explain why I drove into the wall there. Almost did there. First things first, I head to the hill here to support my team. The lead there, I rushed the first shot and missed. I advanced forward to support my team. I broke the wall there and hit the lead behind it. Now, this is where I made a mistake in this match. Being quite aggressive at this point, I moved forward to shoot at the T-127 there, point blank. Fortunately, I was able to destroy the wall, not hit the ally there. The T-15 there, I tried to shoot it through the wall there, missed the first time, the second. Again, when I drive forward, I hit it again, and I finished it off there. I failed to hit the T-46 while moving. At this point of the match, I went to the 9-9, which was a good thing for me. That T-28 there, even with the premium version, it's a big, long, and doesn't have good armor, just like its non-premium version does. So far, I am doing good. I gotten 3 kills. It probably would have had helped if I fully aimed there. I missed that shot. I switched to HE to make sure my shell hit the enemy, even if it's splash damage. I got a good roll there. I missed that fourth shot by a couple of feet. The first shot didn't do much. This replay, I did quite well in. I got myself 4 kills, which landed me about 1000 damage. And I was able to block about 270 damage, which is quite good. Also, this replay show you, even with the 75mm gun, you could actually run out of ammo quickly This match, I went through about half of it, which means if the match went on longer, I could, in theory, had run out of ammo. Let's go to the garage now and do a brief review. Let's do a brief recap. Due to the thin armor and the low amount of hit points you have, you can potentially be killed easily enough. Now, due to the good horsepower to ton ratio and the mobility of the vehicle, you can get from location A to B quickly enough. The gun itself, you have a very good damage per a minute gun. Now, if you take advantage of the vehicle's strengths and try to minimize the vehicle weaknesses, you can do quite well in the vehicle. I hope that you learn a thing or two about the stug 3 offbeat and how to use it properly. Good luck on the battlefield, everyone. If you like this video, leave a like, a comment, and even follow my channel as well.